Hi there, Dan West again in my favorite shop, La Cuisine, the kitchen. Been having some trouble with my iPad, so I'm going to make this short. I'll probably voice over everything and just take pictures. They have some static in it. I'm going to make scalloped potatoes, and I'll just leave it at that, and we'll get right into the pictures, and I'll be filming, but I'll be voiceover because for some reason I'm getting static on my iPad. So that's it. À la table, bon appetit. All right, make a little insert here, and again I'm going right off my my computer because I'm having a problem with my iPad getting some scratchy noises. So for right now, on this video with my scalloped potatoes, I want to bring up something that I'm always on YouTube looking at cooks and different methods of doing things. You never know, you pick things up, and I have. No one knows everything, and I'm by far. I like to cook, but man, there's some really good cooks out there, and I'm not talking about chefs. I mean just some average people out there just really are good cooks, amazing. Now, I don't do this for a living, so it's not like I'm out there every day. If I was here doing it every day, and, I might be able to compete because I can bake and everything, but, I do other things. I do a lot of woodworking. Plus, I'm involved with my church and everything, my faith. In this particular video, there's a lot of videos out there in how to make this particular dish and related dishes, speaking about scalloped potatoes, au gratin potatoes, and this is where I'm going to talk about the au gratin potato, confusion. I personally don't like scalloped potatoes. I like cheese. I just like cheese and the sauce and everything. I do not like the French style of au gratin because here's the difference. Au gratin, two words. It's au, au, meaning to, or like to the bureau, au bureau, like where's the chef? He's au bureau. He went to the office. Au gratin is like casserole. But when you add cheese to it on top, that changes it. Now it's gratin dauphinois. Gratin dauphinois. Gratin dauphinois. That's because you've got cheese on top, and that's just the difference. It's not really a true gratin. It's a form of actually scallop because you've got cheese involved. True classic au gratin potatoes is heavy cream or cream, some kind of milk. Of course, your seasoning. And that's it. There's no cheese whatsoever. I don't care if you think you're putting the cheese in the sauce. No, it's just milk. It's cheese or cream. Anytime you start introducing cheese, whether it's in the cream or the crust on top, now you've got something different. It may not be a true scallop, but there's an au gratin dauphinois. And that's the only kind of stuff I like to throw out there in a way. I think it's good to know. I think any good chef would really want to know the difference between things and not want to be misrepresenting something. But that's it. That's all I really wanted to say is that make this insert on this particular dish. I hope you enjoy it. Again, this is just one way of making scalloped potatoes the way I like it. Now I introduced bacon in it for the sauce, the seasoning. If your sauce is not right, the whole thing's going to be bad. You can't just depend on all the cheeses to make it come through. Your bechamel sauce has got to be, tasty. And in this sense, I didn't use any butter, although I had butter out there. I used strictly the drippings off the bacon, and I did my best to cook the bacon without burning it, but cooking it thoroughly, because I introduced it back into the casserole with the potatoes. I've done this just a number of different ways, and the way I like to do it is how I did it on this video. I like to make my sauce in a big pot and then introduce my potatoes into the sauce and then pour the whole shebang in the casserole dish. I've tried laying them out on the shells and everything, and fine. I don't pretty care for it. I don't want that sauce all over. If the potatoes sideways, what difference does it make? When you get your spoon and cut in there, you're going to break them up anyways, and all you want to do is really taste something really heavenly, and you get that sauce all around it. That's the whole deal. But everyone's got their own way of doing things. I'm not saying mine's the best. Mine's just another way of doing it. In terms of the bacon per potato, I go by two. I get thick strips for this, and I go two strips of bacon per potato. Now, that may be too much for somebody. I'm sure a lot of people don't want any bacon at all in it because they're concerned about the fat content and salt. When I'm cooking, I'm not concerned about the salt, the butter, fat content, whatever. I'm cooking for the flavor, and that's it. I'm not, I know so many people, members of my family, they're very touchy about what they eat. They eat egg whites and they smoke and drink. So go figure. My uncle was that way in France. Tell me about his vegetables in the garden, how good they are. This guy smoked like a fiend until he finally had lung cancer and died. So, go figure. So, I didn't have to use any butter this time. I used it all, the renderings of the bacon, and then I put my onions in there directly to saute them and get the fond, the essence of the bacon at the bottom, into the mix. And I threw my garlic, and just as I start to smell the garlic, I stop. I don't want to burn the garlic. That's when it's starting to release its aroma and its fragrance. I stop that, and then I start introducing flour. There's where I just, I think I put 3 tablespoons of flour, 3 teaspoons of flour into that, and because I didn't want it real thick, so I like it thick, but I don't want it to be super thick. And as it cools, it's going to thicken anyways. But at the table, I want it to be thick, but not where you I don't know how to describe it. It's just I want it thick. I definitely don't like it loose. That's why I don't like au gratin potatoes. It's a very light, creamy, I guess you'd say, a dish. It's not thick at all. Very lightly in the back of the spoon, but very lightly. I want some body to it. Just kind of like my clam chowder. I like my clam chowder where I like it pretty thick, and I would say. But then again, thick to me is probably either too thick to you or not thick enough. So it's a matter of taste. I don't know what else to say except it tastes really, really well. Very, very delicious. And I put the ingredients out there. I showed you how, what I used, and I tried to show you some nice skills there. How to use your potato and cut it flat on it a long ways. That way, when you're cutting, it's not wobbling. And I had my mandolin out there, but you know what? I'm good enough with my knife skills. I really don't need it, and I like using my knife. So I did buy the mandolin. I guess I don't know if I'd ever use it again. I used it last time making them, and I really wasn't too satisfied with how thick they were coming out. In my opinion, too thick. I wanted them a little thinner, and that cheap one I got doesn't have an adjustment, a really good adjustment for thick and thin. I don't think, anyways. So that's it. I hope you liked the video and got something out of it. And again, I hope I can find out what's going on with my iPad so I can not have this problem with the static. Other than that, as always, from the cuisine, à la table et bon appétit. Wow, à tout à l'heure. Okay, here we are. We're going to start with the potatoes, and don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with me peeling all the potatoes. There's just a couple of things I want to talk about and show you. First of all, while I'm finishing the peels there, I personally, when I'm doing a dish like this or mashed potatoes, I want that potato completely peeled. I'm not one of those that like to have, don't mind have little brown spots here and there. If I'm frying potatoes, that's different. Country potatoes, sometimes I won't even peel them at all. I'll just have fried potatoes with the skins on them. But when I'm doing a dish like this, I'm just a stickler. I don't care if the potato comes out tiny. I'll just get another potato. So there's man style. Put those peelings right on the floor. And anyways, I'm just about done here. What I want to show you is when you're peeling your potato now, find where it's almost flat, and then cut. Take this down, rolling it around, get the best spot, and then cut a flat spot on it. And of course, there it is. You see that? See how it's flat? So that it's more stable when it's on your work surface to cut them. And that little piece can go right in a bowl. You don't have to be perfectly round. So another thing, your knives. Keep your knives in front of you and have that blade turned away from you. Don't put it to your side where you can't see it. And it's just good practices, good safe practices. And here's the reason why I don't need a mandolin. I'm not going fast speed. This is my natural speed. So I really didn't like. I got a cheap mandolin. I can't control the spacing of it. It's too wide for what I want to do. So and I'm fairly quick with it. So it's good to practice your knife skills and keep them up. This next shot, the bacon. I talked about the bacon. These are extra thick bacon. Now, this particular dish is heavy on the bacon flavor, and the cheese I use is extra sharp cheddar. I just like it. I would make another scalloped potato like this, and I would probably maybe lessen the amount of bacon. I figured 2 strips of bacon per potato, and I had 4 potatoes. I mainly had 2. I was going to use the rendering of the bacon fat for the roux. Again, some people don't like bacon in their scalloped potatoes. The beauty about scalloped potatoes, you can make it any way you want, any kind of cheese. It's a really versatile dish and easy. Again, no bacon at all, and make a little roux, not bechamel sauce. So again, I know it's a lot of bacon, but boy, if you like bacon, this dish was really good too. It had some nice bacon flavor to it. Again, I'm going to try another dish where the bacon flavor is way in the background, not as forward as this is. But again, it depends what you like, and my family loves the flavor of the bacon and the cheese. The extra sharp cheddar cheese. I can't see putting cheese in a meal and you can't taste it. So, and then not everyone's got that fine palate like some of these food testers and wine drinkers, so they can tell you, every little ingredient in the whole thing. To me, it's like a symphony. You got a bunch of ingredients to make the main theme of the tune. That's what cooking is. I'm not so concerned about being able to dissect every ingredient and seasoning, as well as just an overall taste. So what I'm trying to do here now is render the bacon. I don't want to burn it, and I don't want to get it real super crispy. I want to get it cooked. I don't want to get super crispy. And over here, I guess I'm going to show you, I believe, about peeling an onion, like cutting an onion. Now I'm going to do this just as if you're getting this ready for something special. I hold that knife blade like that. It's mainly so you don't slip. You're only going to go so deep. That's why my hand is on top of that blade like that. You take your paring knife right there, and then I got your guide, and you turn the onion. You don't try to turn the knife. You try to keep the knife stationary. You turn the onion into the knife. That way you won't slip. And there it takes out that root, stem, everything. And this is the root part here. Same thing on an angle, as if you're going to the bottom, the base of that root or that stem, and turn it. And because that end part, I've never thought it was very, very tasty or pleasant. Put your hand on top of the knife, straight down. And now, instead of trying to get the little skin off, take the first layer of onion peel off. It's so simple. I mean, you're not losing that much. Take the whole peel off, and now it's clean, ready to cut. Same with the other one. You're going to take that first layer. I'm going to try to show you best I can. That first layer of onion skin, there you go. And then, of course, the peeling's on top, and you pull the whole thing right off. And the other thing is, an onion's got layers. There's no need to make the first 2 cuts or 3 cuts horizontal. You take that onion. You're not going to cut all the way through the onion, so it's not going to fall apart. You're going to cut up to maybe about 1/2 or 3/8 of an inch from the back of that onion, and you'll make your vertical slices, and you make them as thick or as thin as you want. And you should get in the habit of holding your food correctly too. You always, your fingertips down into the whatever you're cutting, and your thumb to the back of everything. It's an odd feeling at first, but you need to do it a number of times to where your body will get the muscle memory, and it'll do it every time, because it's the only way to really cut anything. It's good knife skills to develop, or else I guarantee you're going to be cutting yourself. Now and then it could. One cut could be catastrophic, because your knives should be extremely sharp always. So you can see how it could be a really bad ending. And here I go so far, and now the little piece at the end, chop it up. See that? Just chop it up. It's all turn it every which way, and just up and down chop it. And if you need to, you can make a couple extra cuts. I mean, there's the whole onion complete chopped, and I'll show you the main part, how nicely chopped it is. And again, you can go as fine as you want. Yeah. So here we are, almost ready to take out the bacon, rendering very nicely, and I've got a lot of nice bacon fat there to work with the roux. I'll probably be starting to remove it.
That's looking
pretty good right about now. Take it off the heat so I can get it in a plate, not burn anything. That's the main thing. I just don't want to burn anything. And I'm going to use a large sifting type of a flat skimmer to get it out. I'm going to use there you go. I'm going to use the spatula to help put them on. And there we go. So that's going to be. I'm going to get every morsel out of that pot. So again, what's so good about the scalloped potatoes is there's so many ways you can make it, opposed to au gratin, classic au gratin. Au gratin is basically heavy cream. You can use milk, if you're not worried about the cream fat and everything, but it's mainly heavy cream, and that's it. Seasoning, but no cheese whatsoever. Like I said earlier, you introduce cheese in it. Now you've got something altogether different. And it's not necessarily just a little bit of Gruyere, for example, in the sauce, or maybe a little sprinkling up on top. We're not talking about like you would do with scallops, where you make the sauce and really, introduce cheese. So there's my thinning. So I've fonded at the bottom of that bowl from the bacon. There's my onions, and I'm going to work those onions into that bottom of that pot and saute everything and lift up that all that fond at the bottom of the pot. It's just going to work out really nice. I'm going to have a good helping, probably would amount to a teaspoon and probably a half, almost 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. It's a pretty good amount of scalloped potatoes here, so that's not overabundant of garlic. But when that garlic is in there, I haven't introduced it yet, but I will put that in there and stir it around, make it constantly so it's not going to burn. And when I start to smell the fragrance of the garlic, that's when I'll stop. That's when it starts to release its oils and start to combine with then all that onion and fat that's cooking in. And again, I just want to get it rendered. I don't want to burn it. I like to use this type of garlic. It's easy, it's quick. I think it has more pungent flavor than fresh garlic. Fresh garlic, I use it for other things. So it's, you should never get all locked in and just going only one way, because there are advantages to a lot of different things. Other than, for example, salt. I combine my salt and pepper together. I know you're always going to salt and pepper. I also have separate salt with different peppers, black, white, mustard, onion, lemon flavored, all different types. But one I do not have is sea salt. To me, that's just, I don't know. I'm not saying sea salt's bad at all, but I just, I understand some of the reasoning for it. But the thing is, if you're doing that, because the sea salt is it's a larger, and it depends how fine you get with your measurements. I'm used to using regular salt. I don't see any advantage to the sea salt at all. It seems to me to something that's in vogue right now, and so one person starts it, and everyone starts to do it, and not me. I'm using regular salt, no iodine in it, just regular salt, table salt, and enough of that. So here we go with the flour there. I put 3 teaspoons of flour, and I don't want this particular sauce to be too thick. I want the sauce to be I want it thick, but I don't want it overly thick, because after all, the cheese will thicken up itself, especially when it cools. But it won't be runny, that's for sure. It definitely will not be runny, but I don't want it super thick either. It's kind of like my clam chowder. I like my clam chowder on the thick side. But again, not to where it makes my spoon stand up. But it's got a good lot of body to it. I'll put it that way. And I'll be using 1 pint of heavy whipping cream induced into this roux, and that will finish this roux. I'll just work it in, let it come up to temperature, because after all, it's cold milk, cold cream. You want to get up to almost near boiling, and then I will start to put some seasonings in it. I'm going to use some white pepper, salt, mustard powder. I'm going to put also some nutmeg. I'm going to grind in some nutmeg in there, and that's pretty much about it. There we go. There's the nutmeg going in there. And then I'm going to start to introduce the cheese. And I've got, again, 3 small blocks of extra sharp cheddar cheese. And part of it I'm leaving, putting aside for the top crust. This is paprika, smoked paprika, and it didn't get real crusty on top, but then again, it wasn't necessary. I think maybe next time I might try and put some panko breadcrumbs on top with the cheese. I did that once before with my macaroni and cheese just last week, and it really came out really tasty. And there's something about having a kind of a round crust on top that kind of seems to give it a little extra flavor. But this was fine. This is. But this was fine. It actually worked out just the way I really wanted to work out. And again, this dish is so versatile. There's so many things you can do with it. So many different ways you can variety, I should say. Different cheeses. Any number of flavors you can come up with, strong and mild. So this is looking pretty good at this stage here. Okay, here we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Adding the cheese. Don't want to bore you with all the fine tuning in the taste. Adding a little of this, adding a little of that. Sampling. But I got my white pepper in, my salt, and maybe a few other ingredients in there just to get that flavor just right. And now we're going to introduce the cheese into this sauce. And it's really coming together pretty good. I just, just kind of anxious to see how it's going to taste here when I get everything in there. So right off the bat, it's really got a lot of flavor to it, and I really like the bacon and the use of the bacon fat in it. It's it's unfortunate that so much is concerned about eating fat and whatnot. If you do it on a daily basis and in large quantities, yes, it's certainly not good for you. But when you look at Europeans, especially like my family in France, they're all in their 90s and everything. Of course, they walk, they have gardens, they do physical things. One of the things is that they go for walks after meals and whatnot, because they don't have bowling alleys, all the different ways of occupying a person's time. But this stuff of margarine and egg whites and all these different things, they do eat good. They have their own gardens. A lot of them do, so I'm sure organic, free range is just about all the chickens. They do have, industries doing the chickens and whatnot, but most of them are free range by large. Man, so I guess I got the flavor right then and there. It's on the button. So we'll kind of move on here to the next stage in terms of introducing the potatoes to this bechamel sauce. Okay, we're on the home stretch now. We're going to butter up the casserole dish, and again, it's funny how I kind of laugh sometimes when I see, I don't know, when they're buttering up a dish, I don't care what it is, and they're so concerned not to get too much butter on it. They don't want too much butter. I mean, Get it in there. I just don't see the problem. Anyways, here we go. We're gonna add the bacon bits to the sauce, and it's really come along really well. We're gonna be putting the potatoes in there, and I really like this. That's myself personally. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I like putting the potatoes in the sauce, stirring them, opposed to laying them out one by one, with a layer and toss and lay it again. I really shouldn't say it's so bad. Everyone has a different way of doing something, It looks thick here, but it's not that thick as it looks. I'm trying to be gentle with the potatoes. So it's not as thick as it's seemed to be. You'll see when I pour it into the casserole dish. Right here, they just come right out as easy as can be. And they're all coated evenly. Just beautiful. And we are headed for the oven. Just going to take a spatula and kind of smooth them out a little bit. Get them out there on the flat. And again, I'm not worried about them not being perfectly lined up like a tarte de pomme, which is a open-faced apple pie, French style. Here we are. Here's the baby. All bubbly. Don't know if you can see the bubbles and sizzling. But it is really nice. I like it. Again, that might scare some people seeing the oils up there, but there's one way of making it. You can make it another way where it's not nearly as much oil and juice there. So I hope you liked it. Again, everyone has their own taste. The whole family loved it. I had some friends that came over and had a taste, and they loved it. So, everyone, some people probably wouldn't like it. I know some people definitely don't like bacon in their scallops, but I know others really like it. Big chunks of onion and all kinds of so many different ways you can make it. There's so many different types of cheeses. Thick sauce, thin sauce, and again, all non-fat materials and very little, oils, whatever. So it's a very versatile dish, and I hope you enjoyed it. And with that, I'll just say thanks for watching, and I hope you got something out of it. And as always, à la table, and bon appétit, and au revoir tout à l'heure.